Yesterday I was just wondering that when Shilpa Baba took the body of Brahma Baba and Shilpa Baba made Brahma Baba an instrument, and Shilpa Baba started giving Shrimad through Brahma Baba. So, one thing is having faith that this is God and having the love for God. But you see that the main objective with which Shilpa Baba has come to this world, to this impure world, is to purify it. And Shilpa Baba's directions are that you surrender everything that you have to make yourself a deity and the world Satyug. And Brahma Baba, without blinking his eye, he just did what Shilpa Baba said. He surrendered his body, mind and wealth, and that to 100% to Shilpa Baba. And that is such an act of faith. You see, these days when we see that, Baba's yagya has grown and there is so much seva, and there is also a goodwill and a good name that this yagya has earned. And when we see all of this, it is relatively, child's play to have faith. And still, in this environment also, when we say I have faith, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have surrendered myself to seva. Yes, I have surrendered myself to the cause or the objective that Baba has given me. So even right now, when there is no reason to, not believe that this is God's work, because when somebody goes to Madhuban or somebody sees how in so many countries Baba's seva is going on and mothers are or sisters are the instruments, and this whole big task, this task of world transformation is happening. And when somebody sees it, so it's very evident that this is not a human doing it. And when you see the massive scale of Baba's task, then it is very easy these days to come to the conclusion that, okay, if they are saying that God has come from the soul world and it is on God's directions that this is being done, then it's very easy to have faith. But even in this milieu, when we talk about faith translating into surrender and seva, it happens with very few souls. And I was just thinking the kind of faith Brahma Baba had when there was no proof. So Brahma Baba was the first one. So Shilpa Baba entering and saying, and Brahma Baba could have dismissed that in so many ways. But it is just the fortune that every kalpa Brahma Baba has, that when Shilpa Baba says, Brahma Baba has 100% faith and he surrenders everything for seva. And I sometimes think, that Brahma Baba was at the age of 60, physical age of 60 when Shilpa Baba entered Brahma Baba's body. And at the age of 60, people retire and they start speaking this language that, we've done enough. now we need to rest, now we need to just pack up everything, and we don't want to do anything anymore, and we want to relax and recharge. But at the age of 60, Shiv Baba came and said that, you give this body to me and you just carry out my task through this body. And the task is not small, taking care, giving birth to children and then taking care of children. So, when children come, giving them all the sustenance that they need. And children are very needy, and when Baba's children also come, they're very needy. So, we need a lot of love, lot of attention, lot of care. And you see, Brahma Baba had the energy and the dedication and the surrender to do that at the age of 60. And it is remarkable. And I remember that there was this one incident that one brother was narrating. I think I read it in a book or something, that once Shiv Baba was meeting a group, and Brahma Baba was meeting a group, and when this brother tried to enter that room, so Brahma Baba just said, wait. So, let me finish with this group and wait. Now, this brother, ever since he came to Baba, he had never waited. So, every time he would just barge into Baba's room and Baba would welcome him with open arms. So, you see that this brother started having thoughts that why did Brahma Baba stop me? I could have sat there and waited, and these kind of thoughts. You see, this is why I'm saying children are so needy. So, children don't understand. They will start creating thoughts about everything. And then, Brahma Baba gave Toli to that group, and then he called this brother, and then he said, you see, we couldn't eat properly in the presence of new souls, so I thought that now father and son will have Toli together and we will have a lot of Toli. That is why I asked you to wait, because had you taken Toli with them, I would have given you just one piece, and I didn't want you to go with that one piece. So, that brother was just sharing this incident that Brahma Baba took care of every single emotion of the child also. And Brahma Baba, on Shiv Baba's directions, Brahma Baba took that responsibility of sustaining every child. So, sustaining them with love and with power. So, with power, of course, giving them the teaching, making them follow the disciplines, because, you cannot help yourself if you are wasting your time, thought, energy. So that is what Brahma Baba also taught the children on the directions of Shiv Baba. But he also gave a lot of love, a love which healed the traumatized heart, which had been traumatized for 63 births. So, this kind of surrender and this kind of I was just wondering how Brahma Baba could do all this. And this is the sign of faith. So, when we say we have faith in Baba is not reflected in just listening to the Murli or, attending class every day. Many people do many things every day. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it comes from a place of faith. And Baba is specifically today, very clearly saying that the indication of faith is seva. So, when a child has really faith in Baba, they have faith in Baba means they are committed to Baba's task. And when you have faith in Baba, Baba says that faith will lead to victory. And faith will lead to victory doesn't mean that I have faith in Baba and I keep saying Baba Baba and I keep getting up at Amrit Vela and just marking my attendance that I get up at Amrit Vela, or I keep attending the Murli and say that I have not missed one Murli in a year. That's not just the sign of faith. Faith means that Baba is every day telling us that this world needs you. You know, this world transformation has to happen through you, and I am telling you to dedicate your body, mind and wealth to this seva. And Baba says that you have to transform yourself and transform the world through seva. And what is the sign of faith? The sign of faith is taking up the responsibility to transform myself, transform my weakest sanskars, transform my most subtle sanskars. Yesterday Baba talked about, the vansh of sanskars. So, even when sometimes we say that, we have overcome the big ones. So, I am not engaging in lust, I am not engaging in anger and all of that. But Baba says, look at their children, are they playing around? So maybe you are not engaging in lust, but is there attachment? Is your drishti going to the body of somebody? Are you feeling attracted? So all of these things, or are you having thoughts about human beings? That is also an indication of lust. So Baba tells us that you have to check very deeply whether you are overcoming all your impure sanskars with their, with their progenies and everything or not. And Baba says that for that you need a lot of attention to following Baba's Shrimat. And when you follow every Shrimat, whether it is related to your lifestyle or your discipline or your food habits or your drishti or your attitude, every Shrimat that Baba gives you is for self progress. So Baba says that this is a sign of faith when you take up the responsibility of changing your sanskar, and then the taking up the responsibility of investing your body, mind and wealth for the benefit of souls in the world. That's another sign of faith. And Baba says that those who really have this kind of faith will feel the power and the happiness that comes from seva. And you see that only when you do something, so there's a very good saying, if you do what you have always done, you will get what you have always got. So when do you thank Baba? When you get something. But how will you get something? When you do something. So Baba says, when you do things on my direction, when you start taking up your self transformation and start taking up the responsibility of doing seva, only then will you feel the blessings, the love, the the joy, the power that comes from seva. And Baba says, such souls who feel these blessings and who feel this power, feel the happiness, they thank me immensely. They really say thank you from the heart. And you see that Bill Gates always said that I earned a lot, but I didn't feel happy until I did charity. So you see that Baba says that when will you thank me? When you feel the happiness, when you feel the power that I am giving you. But how will you feel it? When you use your energies for seva, then only you will feel the gifts that I am giving you. I'm giving you a lot, but until and unless you use that for world seva, you will not benefit from the gifts I'm giving you. And that is why today's song is, Shukriya. So Baba says, the heart says thanks to the one who has given it support. And Baba says, those children who do seva, their hearts really says thanks to Baba. So sometimes we feel that if we just keep taking, then we'll be very thankful to Baba. But Baba says, you cannot thank me enough if you just take from me. But whatever I'm giving you, if you use it in seva, then your heart will thank me. So this is the true sign of faith. True sign of faith is being a sevadhari, and being a sevadhari makes you eligible to feeling the gifts that Baba is giving you, and when you feel that, you thank Baba. And then Baba also talks about imbibing of Gyan. And I remember when I came to Baba, so I was a very good student in in my Lokik life, and I had great pride in the fact that I have always been a good student, and I had great pride in my memory also, that I can remember whatever I read or whatever I study. And then I came to Baba, and then the course happened, and I started listening to Murli. And then I think it was 20-25 days after I started listening to the Murli, there was a quiz competition, and there were questions given from that quiz, that day's Murli, and I attempted that. It was a surprise exam. So I attempted that, and it was a 20 marks exam, and I got 6 out of 20. And I was devastated because I felt like, what is this? Can I not remember one Murli, and how is it that I am getting answers wrong? And it is not possible. I have this memory, I have this intelligence, so I should be getting it right. And then there was this one Mata in the class. She couldn't even read and write, and what she does in these exams is, she brings her son, her grandson with her, and the grandson just keeps writing the answers, whatever he says. He reads the question to her, and she tells the grandson, and he writes the answer. So that's how she gives the exam whenever there's an exam. And that Mata scored 20 out of 20. So I felt like, this Mata doesn't even know how to read and write, and she's getting 20 out of 20, and I'm getting 6. And what is the matter with this Murli? And I took it very personally, and I felt really bad about it. And then I spent hours thinking about, what is the problem with this Murli? Why doesn't it enter the head? So, you have memory, you can memorize, you have very good attention, and still when you sit and remember the points of the Murli, they don't come to you. So 3 pages of Murli, and all you remember at the end is 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. Why? So I was very amused by this phenomena. And later in the Murlis, Baba explained that this knowledge is very tricky, and you will be able to imbibe this knowledge only when you follow Srimad, only when you practice to be bodiless, and only when you remember Baba. And Baba tells us this fact, that Just like the milk of a lioness can only be contained in a golden vessel, you need a pure buddhi. You don't need intelligence, you don't need memory. You need a pure buddhi to have this, to contain this knowledge, to imbibe this knowledge. And then I understood slowly, gradually, that this is not ordinary information which you can memorize or which you can just put into practice just like that. This is not reading physics. It's not like, just understand it and apply it in an experiment. It's not going to happen that way. And you have to pay attention to this. So after that, I started, following Srimad and practicing to be bodiless and remembering Baba. And then I started feeling that all I could remember is only the Murli. So, even if I try to, sometimes you're listening to something, because for some time you keep listening to both the worlds. Yes, you don't just listen to the Murli, you listen to some poetry, you're reading some book, some article. And then I understood that all I could listen while listening to anything was the Murli. So, even when I'm reading an article, something from the Murli keeps popping that, okay, this is what Baba said, and this is the same thing in the article, but in a different way, and Baba is telling us in a refined way. And then I started understanding that for this knowledge, you really need a different intellect, a pure intellect. And that intellect is created by these three things. When you follow Srimad, whether it is the Srimad of purity or pure food, or whether it is the Srimad of, not wasting time, thought, energy, not speaking unnecessary, or whether it is the Srimad of having soul conscious vision. So Baba says you need to follow Srimad. And then the second thing is practicing to be bodiless. Every now and then, just see yourself as a soul completely separate from the body, a soul whose father is Shiv Baba and whose home is the soul world. And see yourself in a soul world. In the soul world, just like a seed, without any attachment, without any pulls, no pull of time, no pull of bodies, no pull of relationships, no pull of the old world. And then the third is just sitting in Baba's remembrance, feeling the canopy, feeling the sustenance, feeling the, fulfillment that Baba is giving you. So Baba is filling me with light, might, grace, everything, and just feeling that. So this is something that is very important to understand, that this is not ordinary information. This is God's knowledge, this is truth. And to imbibe this knowledge, even imbibing it in the head needs purity, and then imbibing it in actions is another story. So, imbibing it in the actions, I think, when you want to behave knowledgefully, then there are two aspects to it. One is you understand what needs to be done. That happens the first stage, when in the head you're clear about what is Baba saying, and you can only be clear when you do these things, when you practice being bodiless, following Srimad and remembering Baba. But the second aspect is the willingness and the ability to bring it into action. And that is cultivated when you have this deep understanding that this is an old world and I have to create my fortune. And when you are completely nashto moha from the old world. Because I think, even when you understand everything intellectually, if you don't have vairagya, if you don't have behad ka vairagya, which means your attachments are still with the old world, then despite understanding everything, you will not be able to apply it. So, if you're attached to your body, if you have attachment with the body and you are very attached to your senses, then the senses will pull you to eat, to see, to listen to that which is not good for you. Why? Because you have attachment to the body, so the body can pull you. You have attachment with the old world, with relationships, with the world in general, and then that world will pull you to do otherwise, to do what is opposite of what you know should be done. So that attachment, but how do you overcome this attachment? This attachment is not overcome by by forcing yourself to be detached. That's not how you overcome this attachment. This attachment is overcome through deep understanding. This attachment is overcome through realization. And when you really realize that this body, this old world is no good, it's just old, it's just depleted, it has got nothing to offer, and everything in it is tamo pradhan. So, although we listen to it many times, but we don't realize that it is tamo pradhan. And there was this one Mata, and she said, she was telling me that I was very fond of travel, and I was very fond of going on holidays. And then she said that even when I went on holidays, although when I stayed at home, I always made sure I cook food, I offer bhog to Baba. But when I went on holidays, I felt that I should eat from outside, because if I keep cooking, and then how will I enjoy the holiday? And then I would just leave Srimad behind and do this enjoyment. But then she said, when I kept listening to Murli and meditating, and there came a point when I once went to a holiday, and those sheets on the hotel, in the hotel room, they were absolutely clean, spotless clean, but I simply felt they are very dirty, and I could feel that this whole place is vibrating of tamo pradhanta. And she said that I don't know, all of a sudden I felt that this is not where I want to sleep, or this is not where I want to be. And from that day onwards, I didn't have this interest to go on holidays or to enjoy the impure world, which is at its impurest. So she was telling me this experience, and you see that there is this buddhi ka tala, which this lock on the intellect, which just opens when you keep making this effort, and then suddenly you are able to see how old, how impure, how tamopradhan, how depleted this world is. And when you start understanding that, you have vairagya and compassion. You have detachment and compassion. You become a donor from a beggar to from somebody who is trying to find enjoyment in the old world, and somebody who's expecting from their own bodies or from relationships. You start having compassion, and you start having that feeling that I just have to help everybody as much as I can, and this world has got nothing to offer to me, and the only help that you believe in is spiritual help. So Baba says that only when you have this, then you start actually applying Gyan, because Gyan comes from a place of soul consciousness, and when you're body conscious, you may listen to Gyan, but you will never act knowledgefully. But when you have this deep understanding along with this Vairag Vritti, and you have this complete detachment and compassion, then you will be able to imbibe Gyan and put it into practical action. So this is something that Baba is saying today. And then there is this teaching that Baba gives, that if you turn your thoughts, words and time, thought and words, if you changed it from waste to best, then you, the soul, will become powerful. And what is waste? So anything that you invest in the old world is waste. Yes, so anything that you invest in trying to correct the old world is waste. And everything that you invest in trying to create the new world is making it best. So, when you think that you want to correct the old world, then you must understand the old world has to go away now. So, however much you want to correct it, however much you want to conserve it, however much you want it to not go away, you want to protect it, still it is this large disintegrating force has already begun, and the world is disintegrating. These bodies and everything that you see with the eyes, they cannot be conserved anymore. So have you seen that there is this expression, too late to amend, and the world is in that place, it cannot be amended. You cannot, these bodies, people are spending millions of rupees in just an attempt that their bodies become as good as they were, but the bodies are not getting better. The bodies are, yes, you are able to manage some things, but they cannot go back to robust health. So that's not happening. So people are trying to just create a world where relationships are hunky-dory, but no, souls are in so low energy, relationships cannot be great. So relationships have to be now accepted as they are, and in that acceptance of the body, of relationships, of the old world, what you have to do is use your time, thought, word, energy, everything to create the new world. And how do you create the new world? By investing your energies according to Srimad. So, if you have time, just do seva. With your thought, create good wishes and good feelings. With your words, always give blessings to yourself and to others also. Always speak knowledgefully, always speak accurately. So, never give. So, sometimes, let's say somebody is sick and you go and visit them. Somebody is physically unwell, you go and visit them. What do you say? You will get better. But what should you say? You should say, just remember Baba. Yes. And however you are, it is good enough, but Baba will give you the strength to, just go through everything. And remember Baba is what you say, not that you will get better. Yes, you will get better, but the method is important. And sometimes, when we don't speak accurate words, so, sometimes we are, in the world, we are always giving false hopes. But, maybe somebody is in the hospital and they will just leave the body. And is that a bad thing to happen? No. But the bad thing is they will leave the body without remembering Baba. And this is why Baba says, always use your words knowledgefully. Be knowledgeful in your thought, word, act. use your time, use your thought for seva, use your time and thought to create a new consciousness, new vibration. Every time you meet somebody or you are sitting alone, just keep remembering Baba and creating the atmosphere, the powerful atmosphere that needs to be created. And Baba says, when you do this, then you will become a powerful soul anyway. So this is Baba's Srimad. Om Shanti.